I stand before you this Independence Day with a heart full of love for this country and a mind full of hard questions, because loving Pakistan means caring enough to speak about both our joys and our wounds. We raise the flag and sing the songs, and yet raising a flag is not enough. Unless every child, woman, and man beneath it feels safe, heard, and treated fairly, independence is more than celebration. It is a daily work of justice, mercy, and honesty. Today we must name what hurts us. When a former leader sits behind bars and millions feel their hopes shaken, when peaceful protests turn into mass arrests and families wait for news, the nation is tested. This is not the time for easy slogans or for piling blame on any single person. It is the time for patient courage, for insisting that the law be followed clearly, fairly, and with humanity. I believe in truth and in process. I believe that any allegation should be examined in open courts, that trials should be fair, that prisoners must be treated with dignity and given the medical care, legal access, and visits they need, and that no one should be above the law, nor beneath its protection. On this day, I speak to those who are angry and those who are fearful. Allow your anger to be shaped by love for the future. Allow your fear to be answered by action that builds institutions, not by acts that break them. To those who lead, whether in government, in the army, or in our civic life, I say, leadership means responsibility. It means protecting the rights of the weakest, listening to dissent, and ensuring that every decision that touches a life is measured against law and conscience. Power without accountability becomes an instrument of hurt. Authority without mercy becomes cruelty. We must demand from our leaders transparency, fairness, and humility. We must ask them to build systems that do not depend on a single person's will, but on laws and procedures that protect every citizen. To the young people, you are the future heartbeat of this nation. Your energy is precious. Channel it into learning, organizing, voting, peaceful protest, and building. Use your voice to change laws, not to deepen old wounds. The world has always been moved by the peaceful courage of young people who choose to act with wisdom and persistent patience. To the mothers and fathers, to the teachers and shopkeepers, to the students and nurses, your daily acts of kindness and your insistence on fairness matter more than loud rhetoric. Teach your children that freedom comes with duty, that rights are protected when we also respect the rights of others, and that change is best when it grows from many small, honest acts. We must also remember that justice is not only about courts. It is about education, health, and work. A country that does not teach its children well, or care for its sick, or give work to its young, cannot claim full freedom. On this Independence Day, let us call for stronger schools that teach critical thinking and empathy, hospitals that heal without asking for patronage, and courts that move without fear or favor. When citizens feel the law is impartial, trust grows. When trust grows, the nation becomes stronger. I know there are many stories of pained families who say they have been denied answers, protesters picked up from streets, opposition leaders convicted, and crowds grieving. I name these things not to inflame, but to remind us that silence in the face of pain is a slow betrayal of our promise to one another. Let us seek truth with calm hearts. If someone has committed wrongdoing, let the law decide and let justice be done. If someone's rights are broken, let the law restore them. But let every step be visible and fair. Speak loudly for fairness, not for revenge. Resist the temptation to reduce complex problems into enemies we must destroy. That path only multiplies suffering. Independence is not the victory of one party over another. It is the shared right to dignity and to a future where no one is afraid to speak or to seek redress. On this day, I ask each of us to practice small acts of healing. Reach out to a neighbor you have not spoken to. Help a family find legal help if they cannot afford it. Volunteer at a school. Teach a child to read. And keep a calm but steady watch on public institutions. If the courts seem slow, remember that reform comes from steady pressure, from petitions, from well-organized civic action, from journalists who ask hard questions, and from lawyers who work day and night for fairness. Protect the freedom of the press and the right to peaceful assembly. These are the tools by which citizens hold power to account. And to those who feel helpless, start where you are, write letters, join peaceful groups, vote, teach, love these small actions, gather into a strong current. We must never let fear or hatred become the permanent language of our politics. Let us instead choose words of dignity and courage. On this Independence Day, we